Congressman Markwayne Mullin is here. Congressman, great to have you back on.
Thanks for having me on, Grant.
Congressman, can you give me any insight into what the intelligence community is telling you now, without getting into classified information, but where this goes from here as far as Vladimir Putin's concerned?
Sure. We just got off of a non-classified briefing, about an hour and a half of it, with Secretary Blinken, General Milley, and a few others that was willing to brief us. And be quite frank with you, they're just talking about sanctions and how strong these sanctions are going to be. It's laughable because you played earlier where Biden had said that the sanctions, no one really thought the sanctions would stop, but that is exactly what they were saying, that the sanctions were going to threaten and stop this invasion. But at the same time, the intelligence community was telling us that they were going to be invading at any time now, and they thought, honestly, the timeline was before the 21st. So what we're seeing now is an absolute laughable situation, because Putin is not an idiot. He's ex-KGB. He wants to restore the Soviet Union to its old grandeur, and he took in consideration the sanctions before he even started this, because he knew this was our only play.
Yeah, let me just to make your point here. I want to play a soundbite from Kamala Harris, our illustrious vice president, from Monday, and compare that with what Joe Biden says today. Watch this.
The purpose of the sanctions has always been and continues to be deterrence.
No one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening.
That kind of nonsense, Congress, is why I believe this administration, Joe Biden, is a national security threat to the United States of America.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree, and I couldn't agree more with your earlier statement, too, that you said that the problem with us having a strong arm and a strong force right now is that we have an administration we can't trust. I don't trust anything coming out of President Biden's mouth. Secretary Blinken is a liar. General McKenzie is a liar. General Milley, or Chairman Milley, is also a liar. And these are individuals that would be leading our men and women. Without question, we had the greatest ability to be the deterrent. I don't think that Russia wants to go to blows with our men and women in uniform, because we are ready and we're willing and we're the best at it. But do we really trust, which I don't trust, do we really trust this administration leading us down a path of victory? I don't think we can trust them in that.
Yeah. I, as a matter of fact, know that we cannot trust them. They've offered up nothing but lies, all the way from COVID to the Russian collusion hoax. Remember, this administration's the ones that orchestrated all of that. Last question for you. When we talk about what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, this is going to have a direct effect on America. It will have a direct effect on the middle class. How concerned are you about this economy, where America is headed now?
Well, because of Biden's disastrous policies, we find ourselves dependent on Russia, on Putin's oil and petroleum, which is absolutely ridiculous. We shouldn't see that. Do you know we import over 600,000 barrels per day of petroleum and crude oil from Russia at a cost of $22 million per day. If we would have had the Keystone Pipeline itself would be delivering 850,000 barrels per day. We would have no dependence on Russia. If you notice the sanctions mentioned everything but petroleum and crude. They left those alone. But yet today, Biden called on the oil and gas industry not to raise the prices, not to be greedy in this time. But yet it's his policies that put us there. And that the higher cost of energy is going to have a direct effect in the middle class. Not to mention, if he would go back and drill, baby, drill, as you said earlier, if he would go back and do that, then it would put thousands of people back to work on good paying middle class jobs. But it's these policies and his lack of leadership that's led us to this path to begin with. He's not demonstrated peace through strength, which is what Reagan and Trump both did, which held the Soviet Union at bay and which has held Russia at bay. He has showed complete weakness on the world stage as a leader, and Putin has taken advantage of it.
Yeah, he sure has. I mean, this is what a ding-dong that Joe Biden is that he thinks he can ask the oil companies not to raise prices. That's not how it works. We have markets in this country where buyers and sellers decide the price of oil. What a ding-dong. Anyway, Congressman Markwayne Mullin, I so appreciate you coming on tonight on a very busy day, sad day for the world. Thank you, sir.